Welcome to the Matrix Green Pill podcast, where we bring you inspiring stories of individuals who are making a real impact in the world. I'm your host, Hilmarie Hutchison, and today we have a visionary entrepreneur who is redefining sustainability in e-commerce. Menna Shahin is the co-founder of eJaby, a pioneering marketplace that tackles product overstock while minimizing environmental impact. She's also the founder of Travel, a global community that empowers women through transformative travel experiences. Recognized as a Woman in Tech award winner and a TEDx speaker, Menna is on a mission to merge business, sustainability, and social good. Menna, welcome and thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you. It's an honor to be with you today. Thank you so much.
Menna, your journey is truly fascinating, starting in pharmaceuticals and now leading a sustainability-focused e-commerce platform. Can you start out by introducing yourself to our audience and tell us a little bit about your background and how you ended up here in the UAE?
So I was born in UAE, in Abu Dhabi. I am Egyptian originally, and I was raised in Egypt. And then I studied clinical pharmaceutical. It was one of the most prestigious university in Egypt, and you need to have a very high grade in high school to be able to attend. And I wasn't sure about what is my passion at this moment. You get a high school grade and you followed your parents' advice. I wouldn't say I didn't like it. I liked it and I like to work in pharmaceutical fields. But during my master's degree, I studied a subject about programming. I have a passion about technology. It was very long time ago. We were studying how to make the system or the AI understand that this patient might have a thyroid cancer. So it was very advanced, but it was very long time ago. So recent trend, it has a very long history. This is the point when I started to have a passion about tech in general. And then I worked in pharmaceutical. I worked in a big pharma and I was doing great, my best, and I always did good in my job. But there is always this sense of how I can have an impact. So how I can do something that can impact huge amount of people, change lives of people. I started as an initiative to encourage women to travel, to explore themselves. Because when I was young, I wasn't allowed really to travel by myself. But after I graduated and I started to work, it was easier and I started to travel by myself, and traveling the world changed my life, changed my perspective. So instead I was always looking at my peers and people around me, what they are doing and trying to do the same or trying to be similar. It made me feel like the world is much bigger than my cousins and my friends. And there is a lot to do, a lot to learn. This made me, okay, I have an impact. I want to make each woman have the same aspiration or inspired by traveling like me. And this made me start the Cheat Travels. We changed the life of people. We could make women that they were living in a bad condition or they being abused in their relationship to get their own independent. And they were just inspired by traveling with us, by attending life coaching sessions with us. When I started travels, it wasn't common for a woman to travel by themselves and to travel and explore. Like it was something not common. You only travel with your family, with your husband, with your kids, but don't travel by yourself and you don't explore by yourself and you don't travel at early age. I consider myself one of the people made it normal because we took a lot of women on a trip, on women only trip. We changed their life. And after the trip, what they have implemented from what they learned and how we could change their life and so on. It was kind of a movement at this time. And I actually was like getting a lot of people threatening me.
It wasn't all smooth sailing. There were definitely people that was not on board with this idea of encouraging women to travel alone.
Yeah, I was still in my big pharma. I got promoted to be in a regional level, to be a regional manager, and I was relocated to Dubai. In Dubai, I started to have more understanding of sustainability angle because in Egypt we don't really think about this. We have a much bigger problem, and this was like 10 years ago. And in Egypt, no one was thinking about how to be more sustainable, how to save food. We thinking about how to generate more money and how to have enough money to have our kids in the right school. I'm not talking about myself at this time. I didn't have kids. So my kids now I have two sons, 2 and 4 years. But in Egypt, we have a bigger problem than the environmental at this time, like 10 years ago. But when I moved to Dubai, I started to understand more and more about the environment. My awareness started to be higher. okay, it's not only plastic and electricity. This was my thinking in Egypt. So I was trying to keep to use the electricity in a good way or in a more efficient way, not to use plastic, but I wasn't aware of the issue of food waste and how big it is till I was in UAE.
It's absolutely fascinating, your journey, pharmaceuticals, technology, and as you mentioned, AI. We sort of think it's something new, but it's actually been around a very long time. And then also with your passion to do something that would impact a lot of people. And the way I understand it, with She Travels, it is not just about taking women to new places. You're providing company, you're providing safety because you know where you're going, and then also teaching them skills that they might not otherwise have got. Did I get that right?
Yeah, you're right, 100%.
Okay. So now let's talk about the next phase of your life. You've got She Travel started. How did you then transition into entrepreneurship? What was the next stage for you?
What happened is that I got promoted in my big pharma job. I got promoted to a regional position, a very good position, and I had to relocate to Dubai. At this point, I started to be more environmental conscious. Like I started to have more awareness about the environmental impact of us. I always thought about it only from it's a plastic, stop using plastic, but I didn't know that there is more into it. And this was around 10 or 11 years ago when I moved to Dubai, and I started to be more and more passionate about the environment, how I can make it better place, not only for me, but for the next generation. What is impacting the environment and how we can avoid it. Then at one night, me and my husband, and he's also my co-founder. At this time, he wasn't my husband yet. We were craving sushi. So we went to a place we know it's expensive, but it's very good quality. And it was around 9:15. And then we told them, oh, we want to have some sushi. They said, no, the last order is 9. And we were so disappointed. But then before we left, we saw someone coming and throwing a huge amount of sushi in front of our eyes. It's perfectly edible. It looks amazing. And they're throwing it in the garbage. At this time, I was like, what? I could pay a fortune for this and to eat it. And I asked them, please give it to me for free. No. Please give it to me with discount. No. Please give it to me for full price. He said, no, it's the policy of the place. I cannot do anything about it. You need to talk to the manager, and he's not here now. We were surprised. And then we started to search about food waste to know that 1/3 of food produced going to waste. The food waste, we're a country, it would be the third country that doing the biggest emission of carbon dioxide, the largest carbon dioxide after China and US. So it's actually one of the major contributor to the environmental impact or carbon dioxide emission is food waste. And this was like an eye-opening, a moment of eye opened our eyes. It was, oh wow, that's interesting.
That is shocking, actually. That's amazing. Are you saying that the UAE was third highest?
No, I will explain myself. So if we combined all the food waste and it is a country, imagine the food waste is a country. It will be the third country of emission of carbon dioxide. So after US and China comes the food waste. Imagine the food waste is a country. I'm not talking about UAE now. I'm talking about global food waste.
That makes sense. So globally, if we take all the amount of food that's wasted, then that would be the third largest after the US and China.
Yes, exactly. Third largest country of carbon dioxide emission. This is when we started to think, okay, what we can do about this? Okay, I'm passionate about technology, passionate about the food waste. Can we do something to stop it? And hence comes eJaby. So eJaby was triggered by an action. Of course, we started after this incident, we traveled the world and we started now to see it.
So what you're saying is if we take all the food wasted across the world together and consider the carbon dioxide emissions, it would be considered the third largest country after the US and China. So that is a huge amount of wastage.
When you see something and it triggered you, you see it everywhere. So we were traveling the world and we started to see it happening everywhere. We're in Japan, and there were that our favorite bakery where we always buy this very expensive bread in the morning because it's very high quality. And every time at night we passing by this bakery, we see a huge garbage bag full of amazing bread. And we ask them why you don't sell it at reduced prices. They say, oh, it's our brand. We don't want to hurt it. So we cannot sell anything at reduced price, even if we throw a lot. It doesn't matter. This is about our brand. So it's everywhere. Everyone care more about the branding, the price game, more than how much they are wasting, how much they are contributing to the carbon dioxide emission. The idea of eJaby started by looking around and seeing it's happening a lot and seeing that actually these people are having a problem they are not aware of because you still can sell this product. and you still can get a huge amount of money for it, and you still can have a positive impact in the environment. But because everyone doing things the same way they have been doing for 10 years now is just the only solution for them, and they don't want anyone to be aware that they are dumping, even it's everyone aware because it's necessary even. There is no one not having overstock. There is no one not having a nearly expired product. They have a problem. They are not aware of it. So what they needed is that a solution for this problem, a way, an increase of awareness of that this is normal. You better get money out of it and do a positive impact on the environment. And at the same time, someone who could offer a technology that helped them doing this with the least effort and the least resources.
So you could see a gap where people, as you said a few times, they were still doing things the old way and they hadn't thought of making any change. And because each one is only looking in their own environment, they're not realizing the global impact that their wastage in their one shop is having or the one brand is having. But from an outsider looking in, you seeing all these different shops or the restaurants doing this exactly the same thing, throwing away so much food that could be used by somebody and also have a benefit to the bottom line of the companies. You are still working full time at this stage in pharmaceuticals. What was the next step then? What did you decide? Okay, you mentioned that you needed someone to build a platform to deal with this issue, right?
Yeah, so it's the entrepreneur journey. You don't know how to be an entrepreneur. So you start to study it and you start to be part of the community of the entrepreneur, asking for help, advisor, have coaching, have mentors, studying to go to accelerator, incubator. So I did it all and I started to build at the same time going to developers, but I am helping the developers because I have some tech background. So I could be able to hire the right people to work on the technology. I could be able to build a company gradually. I could be able to raise investment. So now the company is operating in Egypt, in UAE. We have thousands of users. We saved more than 500 tons of carbon dioxide, like the usual gradual steps that any entrepreneur would take. So it's not like we started the company, now it's working. It wasn't like this. It was a very long journey.
No, of course. It takes a lot of obstacles, a lot of trial and error, a lot of mistakes when you're first starting out on a company. Speaking of that, what were some of the biggest challenges that you faced in launching and growing eJaby? How have you overcome them?
I will ask you a question. If I come and tell you, oh, you can do shopping and save the environment, how you feel about it?
I think everybody would want to say, yes, I want to be part of that. If I can shop and save the environment at the same time, nothing like it.
So what you told me now, it wasn't actually the real response we got. So the real response we got is that people actually didn't understand it somehow. Like, okay, either you are selling me a bad product, like nearly expired or bad product, because something is wrong, because this is a huge discount, or it's not a real impact. They will not do dump it anyway. It's a lie.
People were very skeptical.
Yeah. And I will tell you what actually we did more. When we started to work with restaurants and bakeries, small supplier, and then we went up to the food value chain and we started to work with the manufacturer, wholesaler, distributor. The thing about this big supplier, they actually consider the product overstock or nearly expired if past half of the shelf life. Mean that we have some products they couldn't sell to the retailers, even though the remaining shelf life is 1 year, because the full shelf life is 2 years, and you passed the half of the shelf life. And now they need to dump it. This is the situation we are in.
I did not know that. That is unbelievable. I did not know that. That's so surprising.
So the thing is that there is a rule at the supplier and manufacturer. It's a general rule, especially in the Gulf, in Middle East and Gulf. So this is not in Europe. So the retailers, manufacturer, when things pass the half of the shelf life, they start to receive a rejection from the retailer to receive it from them or to buy it from them. They tell them, okay, bring us the newly produced product. They don't want to buy it. So they always are stuck with things with long, even shelf life could reach 1 year, but they cannot sell it and they need to dump it. So when we started with the bakeries, we started with the restaurants, but then we found out when we go up in the food value chain, we go to the distributor, we go to the manufacturer, they have a huge volume with longer shelf life. But when we go to the customer and want to sell it, it takes a lot of awareness for them to understand why this product, even there is 1 year shelf life, it's 70% discounted. There is a scam. And I don't think I'm doing anything for the environment. So believe it or not, like when we started, we expected people will run to the product and thinking it's like, what an amazing deal. I'm saving the environment. It's actually, there is still from, of course, not everything 1 year to expiry. We have things for 1 week to expiry, things for 2 weeks, things for few days, but there is not enough expiry days there. There is a big discount and I'm saving the environment. This cannot be true. So the challenge, which is, I expected the challenge to be on supplier side to adapt or to start to use technology. But there were another challenge on the customer side to understand this is a disruptive for the way you customer, for the way you shop. So usually the customer shopping is that if it's in the discount, I know it will be a low quality, but I will take it anyway. I want to save money. And of course, I'm consuming. The more I consume, the more I'm doing bad for the environment. But we are disrupting this shopping experience. I will get you the premium quality because my focus on premium quality because I know it's so expensive. And the more I bring premium quality to the customer, the more I'm solving the cost of living for them. Like when you want to organic, when you want gluten free, it's expensive. So this is actually my focus. So I'm bringing them a very premium quality product. I'm saving their money and I'm making them save the environment. We found, if I thought it's very easy to believe, but we found it's hard to believe from the customer side. Going to another challenge, supplier side. Many of them is still doing the sales by phone, even not email. They don't have an e-commerce. So to convince them, I will bring you this platform that you can, instead of dumping, you can sell. It will not, it's high end technology. So you will not need any resources. You will not need any money for it. It's easy to operate and you just can sell your nearly expired. It was not always easy. They always like the idea. They said, I'm with you. But when you tell them you will use the technology for it, they're still skeptical about it because they think, I like the old way. We do things by phone call. So sometimes with the supplier, I needed to raise their awareness about technology, get them adapted to using e-commerce, to using website, to using a dashboard, to receive the order via email. Thankfully, it didn't take a long time because when they found it so easy, it doesn't take so much time, no resources. They adapted fast. So now I don't have a lot of issues with the supplier. And of course, with the customer, we're raising the awareness all the time. So we have a loyal customer. In UAE, 90% of our customer are recurrent. So 90%, they came once and they continue ordering with us.
So once they see the benefit, they come back. It's a no-brainer to keep doing that because they can say, well, I can see the product is good quality. It is the premium brand and I'm paying a lower price for it. So it makes sense that they come back then.
Exactly.
So basically, for our audience that's never seen the platform, so what you've created is a marketplace where you are bringing the sellers or the stores, the bakeries who have the overstock, they create their accounts, they put what they've got available on the platform, and then you've got the customers that uses the platform, and then they are ordering directly from those suppliers through the platform.
Yes, exactly.
For a user or for our audience that's never used or never seen the platform, I just wanted to give them an idea of how it works and how easy it is to get on to use it.
For a user, you will just go, you will think it's a normal application that Karim or Talabat, because you will feel this because it's the same experience. You just go, you register, you make an order, you pay, cash on delivery, online payment, the delivery will come to you. The difference is that actually we are not a supermarket, we're just a marketplace. We actually collect your orders from different suppliers from around UAE and then combine your order in a facility center and then bring the order to you. And this order actually was overstock. That's why it comes from the supplier itself. It doesn't come from a retailer, from your nearby supermarket. The customer experience, they will not see what's happening. It's easy. I'm just making an order. We were offering an instant delivery and we found that it's consumed more, like it's not environmental friendly. So we started to offer scheduled delivery. So be sure that there is one car going to this area one time per day maximum. So we don't have many cars back and forth and many scooters. The difference is that between any other platform, we offer scheduled delivery. So they can receive it same day delivery, but if they ordered in the early morning, or next day delivery if they are ordered late at night. So this is the difference.
You have your own warehouse, so the supplier is not sending it directly to the customer. They're sending it to your warehouse, and from there you are delivering to the customer.
No, the facility center is a place where they collect the orders from different suppliers. So the customer order directly from the supplier, and then there is the delivery. The delivery collect. I am a customer. I can order from different supplier, from one in Sharjah, one in UAE, one in Dubai, from different suppliers. The delivery will collect from each supplier in a facility center, like a third-party facility center as part of the delivery company. They will collect it and they will bring you the order home. The idea itself is that we don't have our warehouse we took out the retailer from the formula, the customer will not feel it. The customer will think, okay, I ordered, the order came. They don't know that it's coming from different supplier, not one supplier. They don't know that it actually came from the supplier to a facility center to arrange their order to come in one time.
So the whole process is very smooth for the client. They go into the app, they make the order, and behind the scenes, a lot of things happen, and then it gets delivered directly to them. Can you access the platform via the website, or it's only available via mobile phone?
We have landing page on the website. People can understand what we are doing, but you only can order using an application. Why are you asking this question? Very interesting.
I don't love to use the mobile, so I do everything on my desktop. Any app that I do, I want to log into the website so I can see it nice and big and really see it. The younger generation will do everything on their phone. For me, I like my computer still, so most things I will find the website version and log into the website version. But that's just me.
But because we had before website and 10% was using it, but I was still thinking this 10%, if they like to use the website, they deserve to have a website. That's why I was thinking, should we have a website or not? And this is a very good question.
If it doesn't take a lot of extra resources on your end, I think it would be worth it for that extra 10% clients, I think. Once I trust the site on the website, I might go back and use the app, but oftentimes, just about any app I have on my phone, I will go to the desktop version, even WhatsApp.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It's an amazing initiative. It's an amazing app, and that you've come up with this. You've solved the problem, created a solution that is going to support the environment, that's encouraging sustainability. So that's absolutely brilliant. Let's change direction a little bit and talk about work-life balance. We know that's another challenge for many entrepreneurs, especially mothers. How do you balance leading a company, advocacy, and raising two young children?
I wish I could say it's all me, but it's actually I married a very good person. So my husband is a good father that's helping me a lot with the kids. This is one thing. Another thing is that one of my learning is that how to use your time wisely. My generation was always raised, it's all about hard work. But now we understand more and more it's about smart work. What's the impact of your action? Does it deserve your time or not? I am not saying this that I have a work life balance. I'm more having a work life harmony where I do the things I enjoy and I do the things that it will bring the biggest impact. This thinking or this mindset allowed me to prioritize and to be able to doing a lot in a short time, if you understand me. So because you're focused on what will bring the biggest impact, and this mindset shift made me be able to do it. I was working the same time, I was feeling busy. We had this I think it's a generation thing that being busy made us feel important even if we are not doing important things. It might be my generation, my country, by the way, and there's other countries or other culture was not having the same. But my generation and my country, we always had this like, when we are super busy, we feel like we are doing something important and we don't look at the outcome itself.
Oh, I think this is worldwide. I don't think this is only you or only from where you come from. I think this is worldwide. People think that looking busy or being busy matters. As you said, it's actually about what impact are you making? And this is what, the saying, work smarter, not harder. So what you've done is you've said, okay, I need to focus on the things that are going to make an impact, but also still making time for the things that you actually enjoy as well.
Exactly.
Fascinating. And you've had a fantastic journey. You've done really, really well with this platform. And I love that you've found a solution that's impacting everyone, that you've created a solution that is impacting so many people and the environment. And this is true to the passion that you had as a young person, wanting to do something that would impact a lot of people. So you started that with Sea Travels and then again with eJaby as well. A fantastic journey. Now we've come to the segment of our show where I'll ask you some rapid fire questions, our version of a game show. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Can you use one word to describe your entrepreneurial journey?
Unpredictable.
Oh, very good. Interesting. What's your favorite place that you've traveled to?
Madagascar.
The best advice you've ever received?
Belfast.
If you could give one piece of advice to your younger self, what would it be?
Trust your inner gut.
And what advice would you give to other aspiring entrepreneurs, especially women who want to build businesses that create both profit and impact?
I think that your question have the advice because I believe having impact alone it's not sustainable. And this is what I was focused in the beginning, but the shift happened when I started to focus on how to have both profit with an impact. And this is the advice, is just focus on both.
Well, that was the end of the game show. That was easy enough. Thank you for playing along.
Thank you so much.
Now we've come to our signature question about your green pill moment. What was your green pill moment, the action or event that was the turning point for you or your career?
That's when I started to think how whatever I'm doing is having an impact of scaling the impact of whatever I'm doing, how to scale the impact. When I started to think like that, it changed my mind, not only on my startup, but in everything I'm doing. How to get the best return of investment of your effort and time and so on.
Well, thank you very much for joining me today. Your story is truly inspiring, and the impact you're making in sustainability, women's empowerment, and entrepreneurship is remarkable. I'm so grateful that you were here today to share your journey with us. Before we wrap up, where can our listeners connect with you and learn more about eJaby and She Travels?
I have my LinkedIn profile and my Instagram or Facebook. It's all under name Menna Shahin. So if they searched Menna Shahin eJaby, they will find all my profile. The best way is that they connect me through LinkedIn because I'm looking to the LinkedIn messages regularly. If they reach me even on email, minna@ejabi.io, I will be also responsive. Yeah.
Very good. And we'll also put these links in the show notes. Thank you again, Menna, for being here today. It has been fantastic talking to you. I wish you, She Travels, and eJaby all the very best.
Thank you so much.
To our listeners, thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Matrix Green Pill podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe. Please leave us a 5-star review and stay connected for more inspiring stories. Until next time, keep innovating and making a difference.
If you enjoy our conversations, please like and subscribe. See you next Wednesday.